evening, shalom, and a big gesund. This is your host, orchestra leader Marty Levitt, bringing you Freilach Time on WDNA Miami. I'm here every Wednesday evening at 88.9 on your FM dial. Our program features Jewish theater songs, Hasidic Nigunim, and Israeli favorites. Before we get our show on the road, how about picking up your telephone, calling a friend or two, and have them become part of our family of listeners? So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy for the next full hour with Freilach Time. Freilach means happy, and happy means Freilach. So let's be Freilach together with the music of our people, conducted by your host, Marty Levitt. Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Marty Levitt bringing you Freilach Time. In case you've just tuned in, you missed our opening theme. You know, I have a wonderful idea. You can call a few friends, but besides that, how about knocking on your neighbor's door and inviting them into your home? You don't want to serve them any coffee or cake? You can give them seltzer. Remember seltzer from the bottle? You give it a push with the seltzer man. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get the show on the road with a lively instrumental with the Gypsy Bulgar. Just heard the Gypsy Bulgar featuring the Jewish All-Stars. The Jewish All-Stars. You know, there used to be Jazz All-Stars. These are the Jewish All-Stars. You have Mr. Sammy Kutcher on trombone, Mr. Harry Brown on trumpet, Ray Musiker on clarinet. These are the Jewish All-Stars. Now, we have a wonderful couple. They have been very supportive of our program. Mr. and Mrs. Max Feller, and they have requested Moshe Oysher. So now we'd like to present Moshe Oysher singing for us, Serba.
Chotschot lange nimen chayes In Sekunde wird Aschu, wenn die bist mit mir nicht zittert jeder Glied in mir Wenn ich wollt ich nicht gesehen, wollt mir Ärger noch gewähnt Wie mein Herz geht aus nach dir Öffnest dir die Augen, Chayes. Wird der Regenbogen, Chayes. 5 Sekunden wird Asche, wenn die bist mit mir nicht. Zittert jeder Glied in mir. Wenn ich wohl dich nicht gesagt mir Ärger noch gewähnt, wie mein Herz geht aus nach dir. Wenn wir beide Karafot geklagen, hey, lass mich drin janzen, wenn wir beide kann ich tanzen, die Herzen werden sich befreien. Sind die Nacht Tanz geboren, ewig soll der Tanz geboren, kick ich in die Augen wieder rein. Wenn sie mir winken, als sind es eingetinkt und wenn wir tanzen im Galopp, gehen Herzen hopp, 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 wenn wir beide in der Serbe sind, wie verklebt. Nochmal Karachot sich lassen, hey, mein Naschen drehen janzen, wenn wir beide kann ich tanzen, die Herzen werden sich befreien. Bis die Nacht der Tanz geboren, ewig soll der Tanz geboren, kick ich in die Augen dir rein. Wenn sie mir winken, als sind es eingetinkt und wenn wir tanzen im Galopp, gehen Herzen hopp, 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 wenn wir beide in der Serbe sind, wie verklebt. Eydie, titi my deed, titi my deed, da 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 Eydie, titi da Eydie, titi my deed, da. Eydie, titi my deed, da my deed, da. Bei dem Himmel in die Stirn, weil ich treu Liebesschweren heiß. Alle wehen wie verschwinden, wenn die bis zu mir gewinnen, heiß. Die Welt hat nun Gurten, wenn die bist mit mir. Wenn wir beide Karafot geklagen, hey, mein Naschen drehen janzen, wenn wir beide kann ich tanzen, die Herzen werden die befreien. Bis die Nacht hat Tanz geboren, ewig soll der Tanz geboren, kiek ich in die Augen dir rein. Jetzt sind sie mir winken, als sind es eingetinkt, wenn wir tanzen, ja, gegen Herzen hopp, 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 wenn wir beide in der Serbe sind, die verklebt. Tanz mit mir, die Serba!
That was Moshe Oysher, the master singer of his people, and for Mr. and Mrs. Max Feller. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Stan Faden called, and they requested Harriet Kane to sing for us those two favorite Israeli songs, Yevarechacha and Osei Shalom.
Osei Shalom b'mroma, u'yahaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Osei Shalom b'mroma, u'yahaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imru amen. Yahaseh shalom, yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh shalom, yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh shalom, yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh shalom, yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel. Yahaseh shalom, יברכך השם ציון ורבצות ירושלים יברכך השם ציון כל ימי חייך ורבנים לבניך שלום על ישראל 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 עושה שלום בעד כל ישראל עושה שלום בעד כל ישראל בעד כל
Well, we just heard the beautiful Harriet Kane singing for us Yevarechacha and Osei Shalom. And that was from Mr. and Mrs. Stan Faden. Now, I understand we have a lot of Jewish people that stem from Hungary, and they would like to hear a Hungarian medley. So now I'm going to present my orchestra, the Marty Levitt Orchestra, from my album Marty Levitt Goes Continental with a Hungarian medley. And if you'd like to dance a charters, you know what a charters is. You know, two people dance a charters. Tom, I'm speaking to our engineer, Tom Becker. He never saw anyone dance a charters. Well, if you'd like to dance a charters, you can dance a charters. At the beginning, I play the clarinet. You can't dance to that. You just have to listen. Then we pick up the tempo, and you'll dance a little charters. So now the Marty Levitt Orchestra with a Hungarian medley. Well, you just heard your host and his orchestra playing for you a Hungarian medley. You know, if you'd like to call me, you have any requests, you can call me at 651-3241. 651-3241. Now, what do we have here? Temple Beth Am. Temple Beth Am, their sisterhood will be holding an art auction on Saturday evening, October 11th, at the Temple's Social Hall. And that is at 5950 North Kendall Drive, Temple Beth Am. And now we're going to turn the hands of time back. Can you imagine turning the hands of time back? That's quite difficult, but that's what we're going to do. From the Jewish Theater, we're going to present Ludwig Satz singing for us, Bitty Bitty Bum.
Bitty bitty bum, 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 bitty bitty bum, 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 bitty bum. Wie jeder lacht ihr sind, a bitty bitty bum. Alles, was ihr kennt, ist a Billy, Billy Bum. Hi, hi, Billy, Billy Bum. Bum, bum, Billy, Billy Bum. Bum, 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 Billy, Billy Bum. Hi, 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 Billy Bum. Wer bleibt in Heus, der Birri, Birri, Baum? Ei, ei, Birri, Birri, Baum. Nehmt den Kasche zu euch, den Birri, Birri, Baum. Ei, ei, Birri, Birri, Baum. Baum, Baum, Birri, Birri, Baum. Baba singt dem Nigen, Birri, Birri, Baum. Ei, ei, Birri, Birri, Baum. Welchen werdet ihr kriegen, den Birri, Birri, Baum? Ei, ei, Birri, Birri, Baum. Bum, 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 Birri, Birri, Baum. Ei, ei, bum, 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 Birri, Birri, Baum. Ei, 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 Birri, Baum. Ei, ei, bum, ei, das Birri, Birri, Baum. Ei, ei, bum, bum, Birri, Birri, Baum. Bum, bum, Birri, Birri, Baum.
Well, we just heard Ludwig Satz. Does that bring back memories? I imagine that recording is about 50 years old or more. From the Jewish Theater, Ludwig Satz. And, you know, we're going to feature him this evening. We'll bring him back for the second half of our program. Meanwhile, you know, if you just tuned in, this is Marty Levitt with Freilach Time. And this is the only radio program dedicated to the preservation of our musical heritage. And if you'd like to call me at 651-3241 and you'd like to help in the preservation of our musical heritage, by all means, we can use your assistance. And now I'm going to present your host, Marty Levitt, from my Hasidic album, 50 Hasidic Hits with a Hasidic medley. So put on your dancing shoes. Did you enjoy that? Did you put on your dancing shoes? You didn't put on your dancing shoes. I tell you, later on we'll give you another chance. But right now it's time to sit down and take a rest because we're going to present the Zimmel Brothers. And this was requested by that wonderful couple, Mr. and Mrs. Max Feller. They requested Moshe Oysher. They requested the Zimmel Brothers. And they had another request, but unfortunately I don't have the other recording yet, but I'm looking for it. So now we're going to present the Zimmel Brothers with Yismach Moshe, which is a Mudgetz Nigun. just heard the Zimmel Brothers singing Yismach Moshe. And at this time, I'd like to tell you about the new American Jewish Social Club. We'll be holding their dinner and dance at Temple Olam at 8755 Southwest 16th Street, Sunday, October 19th. And for more information, you call Mr. Max Pulver at 264-7896, or you can call me, Marty Levitt, at 651-3241, and I will find out more information for you. And that's the new American Jewish Social Club, and I'll be there in person with my orchestra entertaining. And once again, I'd like to say that this is the only program dedicated to the preservation of our musical heritage. Now, how many of you former New Yorkers, I know we have a lot of former New Yorkers living in the audience, do you remember when you went to a bar mitzvah or a banquet or a Jewish wedding on Pitkin Avenue, the Grand Concourse, Clinton Street on the Lower East Side, and you would hear a band and they would be playing Mein Städtler Yass, and it would sound something like this. Mein Städtler Yass. Now, where are you going to hear any music like that unless you tune into Freilach Time on WDNA? Actually, the only other place I know is that when I perform with my orchestra, you can hear that. But otherwise, you have to tune into Freilach Time. And I wish you would tell all your friends about Freilach Time, 8 o'clock, Wednesday evenings. And you can hear music, you know, like Mein Städtler Yass, and we heard the Gypsy Bulgar. Now, we have a lot of Russian Jews who listen to our program, or Jewish Russians. I don't know how you would say it. And for them, I've selected songs that they can understand. And we're going to feature Harriet Kane singing Serce, which means heart or love. Serce, featuring that international songstress Harriet Kane, and that was, she was accompanied by the Marty Levitt Orchestra. You know, Harriet sings in many languages: Hebrew, Hungarian, Russian, Polish, and she was born right here in the United States. So anyway, for our Russian Jewish friends, or our Jewish Russian friends, I should say, Serce. Now, one of my favorite international entertainers, Mr. Leo Fuld singing a Zigeuner melody.
When I hear you play that gypsy melody, all the world becomes a paradise to me. You play and then the stars fall from above. Oh, gypsy, don't you know that I'm in love? Spiel, kleiner Spiel, leg er ein bisschen mehr Gefühl. Play, it got me so I feel a glow. Oh, Grisha, that melody, don't let it go. Go, 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 go. Spiel, Zigeuner, spiele mir a little. Spiel mir a Play, Zigari, play that haunting melody. I can't forget that lovely memory. Oh, it means so much to me. It means so much to me. When I hear you play that gypsy melody, all the world becomes a paradise to me. You play and then the stars fall from above. Oh, gypsy, don't you know that I'm in love?
Mr. Leo Fuld with a Zigeuner melody. Did that grab you? Well, it's really an old instrumental Vulach Romanian melody, and Mr. Fuld put some words to it, and he calls it a Zigeuner melody. You know, as I have been saying, this is public access radio. We do not have any commercials whatsoever. We're not allowed to have any commercials. But we do need listeners. We have to show that we have listeners, and the only way we can show we have listeners is if we receive mail. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to say you like the program or you don't like the program, but we have to show that there are people out there in the audience listening to us. So I'm going to ask you to send some letters, and it's very simple. You address your letters to Freilach Time, WDNA, P.O. Box WDNA, and it's Miami, Florida, 33155. And my name is Marty Levitt. That's WDNA, P.O. Box WDNA, Ludlam Branch. I don't know if we need Ludlam Branch, but anyway, Miami, Florida, 33155. And you don't have to like us to write to us. How is that? You don't have to like us to write to us. But anyway, we just heard Leo Fuld before, and we heard Harriet Kane singing Serce. And for all of our Russian Jewish friends, I know we have a lot of Russians who have arrived here, emigrated to the United States, and somehow they found out about our program. And if any of them would like to call me, they can call me at 651-3241, because as I understand it, some did try to call me, and they only spoke in Russian and Yiddish. Well, if you're going to speak in Russian, I really cannot speak to you, because I do not speak Russian. But I can speak to you in Yiddish. A bissle. Ich kann sagen, but ich will verstehen, was du sagst. How's that? And now, you know, we had a request from Helene Ross. Helene, I hope you're listening. I think you're listening, Helene. Helene Ross said she has a friend. Listen to this story. She has a friend that wants to hear Hallelujah, but her friend is too bashful to call me. So she called for her friend, and they would like to hear Hallelujah. So for them and for Helene Ross, I'm going to play Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, sing a song. Hallelujah, we'll follow along. With a simple word, a single word, we bless the sky, the tree, the bird, and we fill our hearts with joy. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, sounds of love. Hallelujah, the sunshine above. Hallelujah, the bells will go ringing, yes, ringing from dawn till night. Hallelujah. Day by day, hallelujah, don't throw it away. Fly and spread your wings, have to try. Be free again like a butterfly. Come along and sing with me, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, all over the land. Hallelujah, let's start from the start and sing it with all our hearts. Hallelujah, hallelujah, sounds of love. Hallelujah, the sunshine above. Hallelujah, the bells will go ringing, yes, ringing from dawn till night. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hand in hand. Hallelujah, all over the land. Hallelujah, let's drive from the start and sing it with all our hearts. Hallelujah, hallelujah, sing the song.
Well, we just heard Hallelujah, Hallelujah, and of course, I hope you recognize those voices. That was Steve Lawrence and Eydie Gourmet, and that song won the award from the '79 Israeli Song Festival. And now I'd like to tell you about the APAI. I mentioned Helene Ross before, and I'm going to mention her again. The APAI stands for Association of Parents of American Israelis, and they will be holding their meeting on October 19th at 7 o'clock at the Washington Savings and Loan Association Auditorium at 1133 Normandy Drive. And let me tell you about the APAI. The APAI, to become a member of that organization, you have to have a child living in Israel. Now, if you have a child living in Israel and you are not aware that such an organization does exist, call Helene Ross at 932-0071, and she'll be very helpful, I'm very sure. Now, once again, for our Russian Jewish friends, or our Jewish Russian friends, I would like to play a little medley for them that I recorded on my album Marty Levitt Goes Continental. And the two songs, their Russian names are Na Poziție Dziewushka and Chum Naya Nudge. just heard Na Pozicichevchka and Chomnaya Nuch, which means dark as the night. And, for our Russian Jewish friends, I don't know if they understand me. I'll speak to them a little bit in Mama-Luschen. Ich hoffe, als ihr gleich, was ihr hört, als ihr wollt mir abrufen, könnt ihr mir abrufen auf 651-3241. 651-3241. Und ich habe gespielte Lieder für euch. I hope everyone understood that, especially our Russian Jewish friends. They don't know English yet, but they understand Yiddish. Anyway, our featured guest is Ludwig Satz. And we're going to bring him back for an encore, and he's going to sing for us As the Rebbe Will.
Der Rebbe kennen sein heißer Pute.
Jawohl!
Als will kennen, in der Rebbe kennen machen, in der Katschke Akute.
Jawohl!
Jawohl! Als will machen, in der Rebbe kennen Tappen, Milch von der Bär, in Schlucken Kapures mit der Fleu. Kann machen als Nox, soll du erleben, in der Weil der Rebbe will, oi, als will, oi, als will, ist sein Teuer, legt die Hand auf euer Vertier Haus, gleich, weil aus der Rebbe will noch schießt das Besen euer. Der Rebbe kann helfen, versessene Mäden.
Jawohl!
Nur wie soll als will helfen, in der Rebbe kann schippen, Aruschen Janeden.
Jawohl!
Das reicht hier. Als will schippen, in der Rebbe kann weisen, als alle Binde, a cooles Fenster mit ein. Oi! Kann machen als Almunis, sollen hoben Kinder in der Verreichnis wie ja soll. Bei Land der Rebbe will, ein jenige, als will, kennt auch mit sein Feuer, legt die Hand auf ein, weckt in ihr Haus zugleich, weil aus der Rebbe will noch schießt das Besen Feuer. Der Rebbe kennt nähen, a Pelz und a Nudel.
Jawohl!
Nur wie soll, als will, nähen, in der Rebbe kennen essen, den Spielches Astrudel.
Jawohl!
Oydem, Goydem, Namkut, Oydem. Will essen. Sie können nicht riechen, der Rebbe, so schiraschieren, in welchen Essrich mit Astreu. Und wenn dieser Rebbe kennt zum Seide, trachten sind Tieren. Ich von mir gedacht, vielleicht wie ja soll. Weil der Rebbe will, als will, kennt uns mit sein Feuer. Legt die Hand auf Eier, der ihr Haus gleich, weil als der Rebbe will noch schießt das Besen Feuer.
As the Rebbe will, Ludwig Satz, a voice from out of the past. You know, if you are enjoying our program, you can give me a call at 651-3241, and we can talk about Ludwig Satz. Of course, I wasn't around when he was around, but when I was a little boy, I remember somebody used to call me, look, he acts just like Ludwig Satz. I wasn't a good kid, so I imagine I don't know how Ludwig Satz used to act. They say, that boy there, he acts like Ludwig Satz. Anyway, once again, I'd like to mention about the New American Jewish Social Club will be holding their dinner and dance at Temple Olam on Sunday evening, October 19th in the evening. And your host, Marty Levitt, will be performing there. Anyway, we also have a lot of Polish Jews besides Russian Jews, and I'd like to play for them one of their favorite tangos that I recorded, and it's called Tango Nar Turno. Tango Nocturno. And you know, we're going to follow that up with another number for our Jewish Polish friends, because I'm going to dedicate the next number to Mr. Lee Johnson's Polka Party, which is on at 7 o'clock, 1 hour preceding our program. And if you like to listen to polkas or barracks, it's Mr. Lee Johnson and Polka Party. Now here's an Oberek which I recorded, and Lee, if you're listening, I hope you enjoy it. Marty Levitt and his orchestra playing an Oberek. Well, you just heard your host, Marty Levitt, playing for you an oberek. You heard my orchestra, and you heard my clarinet. And you know, if you'd like to call me about any of the numbers, you can give me a call at 651-3241. And once again, I'm going to remind you that we do need some letters. We need letters. You know, schick a brivele der Mama, no, schick mir a brivele. That means send me a letter. And you send it to WDNA, P.O. Box WDNA, Miami, Florida, 33155. Miami, Florida, 33155. Address it to Marty Levitt or Freilach Time. I'll get the letter. And just write that you're listening to the program. And you don't have to like the program to be listening to it, you know. And if you happen to have an extra few dollars in your checkbook, you know, because the lights went out before. I don't think they paid the electric bill here. And they could use a few dollars at this station. And it's tax deductible. You know, it really is. It's tax deductible because it's a non-profit station. It's called Public Access Radio. And if you'd like to send in $1, $2, $3, $18, $30, whatever, it's all tax deductible. And this station needs the money. They do really need the money because the electric did go out for a little while. I thought they didn't pay their bill, but they told me they didn't pay the bill, but they put on the electric again. Anyway, let's stop fooling around. And let's introduce to you, at this time, a brand new artist on our program. Not a new artist, but a new artist on Freilach Time. Benzine Whitler singing for us, Hit up das Besser like Koyach.
Hit up das Besser like Koyach. Hit up das Besser like Es meint sich nicht retten, den Mäuer. Die Juden sein Läufen wie ein Wind. Einreißen Welten, also durchleint sich nicht, weil auf jener Welt nimmt man mit sich nur nicht mit. Die tut es besser, die Koya. Die tut es besser, die Gesinn. Es leunt sich nicht brechen, dem Mäuer. Die Juden, sie laufen wie ein Wind. Gemacht die ganze Welt, bin ich ausgefuhren. In Menschen Nassar, war Gegend Hobby. Ambitiös im Streben ist bei jedem verschieden. Wieviel einer hat, als mehr juckt sie. Me Leute, me juckt wie ein Wind. Me schane wird nicht durchs Gesinn. Hituf des alle Koya. Hituf des alle Gesinn. Es leunt sich nicht brechen, dem Mäuer. Die Juden, sie laufen wie ein Wind. Einreißen Welten, aber das leunt sich nicht, weil auf jener Welt nimmt man mit sich nur nicht mit. Die Tunde ist alle Koya. Die Tunde ist alle Gesinn. Es leunt sich nicht brechen, den Mäuer. Die Juden, sie laufen wie ein Wind. Einreißen Welten, also das leunt sich nicht, weil auf jener Welt nimmt man mit dir nur nicht mit. Die tut es besser, die Koya. Die tut es besser, die Gesinn. Es leunt sich nicht brechen, dem Mäuer. Die Juden, sie laufen wie ein Wind.
Here's our theme song, and you know what that means. That means you've just listened to the fastest hour on radio. It really went very quick, I must say that. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it, and as much as I enjoyed presenting it to you. And Mr. and Mrs. Max Feller,